Hello and welcome back to Mbuya Nyamkuta Glass Table Talk.
Makadi vasukuru na Mbuya.
I'm Connie.
Tariro.
Topic yedu yatudotaura nasi. I topic the first 6 weeks. Pampacho unengo soto mbuzi yoto nenumbu, but pane ma signs aya. Aninga akuratidza kuti something is not quite right. In most women, not all, unotanga kunzwa kanenge ka backache so kasingaende away. This is under the influence of hormones, the influence of pregnancy hormones. Like Tari was explaining to me that spinal cord is something that is meant to be flexible so that you can bend, you can twist sideways. So spinal cord under the influence of those hormones, inenge push out of its space so that it accommodates the growing uterus that is now coming out of the pelvis, and we call that a gravid uterus. Gravid means kuti chibereko chakatakura something chinenge chakubuda out of the pelvis, pushing everything out of its way so that it can be accommodated. A woman's body is made in a wonderful way that it can, all the internal organs can be pushed sideways, upwards, downwards because of the growing uterus, and it's very forgiving. The mother's body, acknowledges with some discomforts, of course, but it's designed in that way that it can accommodate a growing uterus with all its baggage of amniotic fluid and everything in the placenta. A mother's body is designed to do that. So backache is one of those first things that you experience. As kuna inotoita worse, but kuna is within the first few weeks, and as the uterus comes out of the pelvis, inogona kuresolva yega. And the other thing, I think mvunzo yoenda kaubvunzwa nevanhu kuti mbuya ndanzwa nenyaya yekuita sei nenyaya kumuka every hour kuenda kutoilet. Pampacho ndinoenda kutoilet and feel like I've passed like 10 mils of urine. It's because I think I did a reel where I was explaining kuti chibereko and the bladder, they are like next door neighbors. So if the uterus is expanding, it puts pressure on the bladder. That's why you always have this sensation that you've got a full bladder. You probably don't have a full bladder. It's because the uterus is putting pressure on the bladder. That's why you find unaenda kutoilet kakawanda straight. Saying that doesn't mean you should stop drinking. Drinking responsibly, drinking water, that's what I mean. Drinking responsibly, up to 2 liters of water a day, at least. Don't go above and beyond, because there is ma complications futi kumwa mvura yakawandisa. But unogona kurasikirwa nesauti yemiri yakawandisa ukamwa mvura yakawandisa. So imwe zviri moderate. And kana uri munhu asiri kurutsa ke, you can alternate kumwa mvura, kumwa your cup of tea, kana maheu, kana whatever, kana juice zvinenge zviri padhuze, but just keep drinking throughout the day so that unoprevent a urinary tract infection, because that uterus iri kugara that bladder rugara richipushwa the uterus, you are so prone to urinary tract infection as well. So it's a catch-22. The more you drink, you flush out toxins out of your body, but that means that you are up and down to the toilet. That's how it is. It's physiological. You cannot run away from that in the very first few weeks of pregnancy. I'll hand you over to Tari to talk about the other physiological changes in the first 6 weeks.
All right, I'll touch on constipation. Constipation is something which is very common. Usually constipation, it happens as a result of, I think there's a reel that I did on Pika when I was talking about my cravings. Because when you get pregnant, you start to like particular foods. Diet yako inochinja. You tend to like maybe zvinhu zvisina rafeji kana kuti zvinhu zvine rafeji zvinogona kunge zvichikurutsisa. Saka I find that because your diet inenge yachinja, inenge ichileka zvimwe zvinhu. Vamwe they don't drink that much, zvazviri kutaurwa nakoni. Saka all those things, they contribute kuti uite constipation, because mudumbu mako munenge musina mafluids nerafeji yakawanda or iri enough inoita kuti zvene paitike metabolism neexcretion iri smooth, so you end up being constipated. And so we need to drink at least 2 liters of water, but zvaunokwanisa kumwa ma-fluids, mahewu juice, whatever, but let it come up to 2 liters. And also try to include, kune zvinhu zvakawanda, rafeji ine zvinhu zvakawandisa, zvinhu zvine makanda zvese rafeji, maputi, ma-bran flakes, ma-cornflakes, all those things, zvinhu zvine rafeji. Saka try to just include some rafeji in your diet so that you are not constipated. And it's all about just picking kuti nofarira chii. And takambotara nezvediet kuti diet ine zvinhu zvakasiyana-siyana, pane ma-carbohydrates, ma-fats, saka zvese zvinoita come up to 100%. Saka you have to make sure that ka-percentage ke-rafage kaunofanirwa nge uchiisa mudiet mako, it should be there even when you're pregnant. So that's why you should find kuti okay, zvandisafarire chakati chii chandingadye chine rafage chinoita kuti ndisave constipated. And because constipation is quite stressful, it can be really stressful, constipation. And if it's really bad, you're not going to admit to hospital because it can lead to infections and all those things.
It can also lead to end up one my piles because you're straining.
You're straining. Saka, you don't want that already on a pressure. And this my hemorrhoids are not gonna kutoitika just due to pregnancy because pani pressure. And this saka what you already will risk iyoyo on top of it, uri constipated. So that would just make things worse. And so let's just try to make sure that our diet contains those things so that we're free from constipation. And then pane information yatkambisa pa Facebook yatara tiredness, excessive tiredness to some people, but just generally tiredness is something that you can never run away from when you're pregnant, because my physiological changes atichataura nezvawo muzvirongwa zvichatevera kuti your body is going through like a transition. And pane zvinhu zvakawandisa takataura zvezvoti mwana anofomwa, all those things zvinenge zvichiitika mumiri wako zviri kushandisa energy yako, zviri kushandisa red blood cells zako, zviri kushandisa everything in your body, zvekuti it really wears you off, zvinokuita kuti uve so tired. And saka you cannot really do anything to stop it because the physiological changes anoramba achingoitika kusvika pa9 months anenge achingoitika. Saka tiredness yayo ifind kuti as the uterus grows, as the baby grows, it will even be worse. And but what you need to do is you need to take it easy. And you just need to know kuti andichakwanisa kuita zvinhu zvandaita ndisati ndava pregnant. You just need to be easy on yourself. You need to rest. You need to eat well. You need to sleep well. You need to exercise. Kwete ku-exercise zviri vigorous zvawaita usati wava pregnant. Ku-exercise zvinoenderana nepregnancy. I think tichagona kuita ma-antenatal classes. I think zviri mupipeline medu. Tichitozokuudzai kuti ma-exercises atinoexpecta during pregnancy ndeapi.
Are safe for you nemwana?
Are safe for you nemwana? Anditi.
Whilst you're still on that subject, tiredness, if it's a new makoti in the family, please, I beg mothers-in-laws, sisters-in-law, if you've got someone ane pregnancy yoirikumita kuti agara akaneta asingakwanisi kuita anything, it will be very bad and detrimental to your relationship with that new makoti. Kuti ananga akulebhliwa kunzi uyu ane nungo yanogara akarara. But are you forgetting you've been there, you probably felt those symptoms, but somehow tinoita kamka short term memory loss soke kuti if it's not happening to my kith and kin, munhu yaari kuzviitisa. No, munhu iye need empathy, a lot of empathy and support from the family. Kana muroora asiri kukwanisa kumuka na stupid o'clock dzatinoexpecta kuti varoora vamuke, let that girl rest. Let her rest and cook that baby akazorora. Kana aine zvaanokwanisa kuitawo anenge achiita, but mupewo time yekuti mwana uyu azorore. Tinozviona mumhuri dzakawanda zvokuti anenge enza anomboiteiko murooro wacho, anoswera akarara, anenge achingoti ndikurwara nhumbi iri mumaoko here, haizi mumaoko. But maybe she's one of those people who suffers from extreme fatigue and extreme tiredness in pregnancy. Where do you expect her to get the energy? That's what I wanted to say.
And I was still on that. I just wanted to say, remember, zvinhu zvese kana munhu ari achitakura ma-twins, kana kuti vana 3, whatever, zvinhu zvese ma-symptoms ese, pana atinoti ma-exaggerated disorders of pregnancy. Exaggerated in the sense yekuti anenge ari more than zvinoexperience vamwe. Munhu anotakura ma-twins anoita ma-disorders ari more, anorutsa zviri more, anoita fatigue irimo zvinhu zvake zvese zvinenge zviri times 2 because ane vanhu 2 vari kudevelopa maari. Saka that person is bound to be very extremely tired. Saka please bear with them. And then I just want to touch on mood disorders. Mood disorders, I think ndo zvimwe zvinhu zvinoitwa kuti tizoti zvinenge zvaipa panapa.
Tanga kuchenama zvekuchenama zveshe. Kana kugara wakafundumara with no apparent reason, kana kutongotanga kubhoekana nemumwe munhu wongoti I can't stand that person. Ukatomuona ari kusina rimwe side reroad, you move on to the other side because munhu somehow
hausifarirwa
nemahormones ako.
Saka it's something that you have no control over, unfortunately. And at times it might not get better, it might even get worse, unfortunately, but those are the joys of pregnancy. So I just want to urge my family members, let's be kind, let's tolerate, let's be tolerant.
Exactly. Yeah. Whilst we are still on that, murora uya nombe yaka isikufarira nyama. Haisikufarira smell yenyama. But every day muri expecta kubikirwa nemurora yeye. How come to you? Muri expecta kubikirwa sei nemunhu arisiri kuda munhu wenyama. Akaita 2 minutes achimanya kuenda unorutsa kutoilet. Tirikungodyiswa zvinhu zvinosemesa anogara zvinoenda unorutsa kutoilet. Why doesn't one of you take over to cook? Mompawo break rekuti izvi zvinhu izvi haasi kuzvikwanisa. Munogona kunge musati mambozviexperience, but this is why we are coming up with this program, so that we educate each other. Kuti munhu anenge ane ma-exaggerated symptoms of pregnancy ayaya haasi kuzviitisa. It's just the way naturally body yake inoadapta to pregnancy. Some people, they breeze through pregnancy. Some people really struggle with pregnancy. And vamwe vacho in and out of hospital, munhu achinopuwa ma-IV fluids, munhu achinobayiwa majekiseni ekuti asarutse kana zvimwe zvinhu, kana backache chaiyo yatatanga kutaura nezvayo. Mumwe munhu anotozopedzisira apinda muhospital kuti anomanejwa pain iyo yebackache iyoyo. Zvese izvozvo zvinhu zvekuti zvinoda understanding yababa muridzi wenhumbu akatakurirwa nhumbu iyoyi, the family. And zvese izvozvo tinoita touch on futi kuna baba muridzi akatakurirwa nhumbu. If your partner is feeling that tired, if your partner is not that well, don't have the hump yekuti haasi kuda kurara neni, she's making it up, and then you go and expose yourself out there, wakuenda wakunotsvaga sexual satisfaction somewhere else. That's really, it's not fair on the woman, neither is it fair on you, because wakunozvi exposure to something else that you bring back to your pregnant wife. So and guarantor in a lowered immunity. So it's a matter of understanding. I know sometimes when you want to have sex, you just want to have sex, but sex is mind over matter. You can tell yourself, but you know what, and I really have to bear with them. If you are married, you are going to live for the rest of your life together. You are going to be having sex. Maybe wait for a couple of weeks kuti mumwe wako afile mushe. Kuno strengthen a relationship yenyu, and I'm not trustana kuti kana ndikarwara mumwe wangu will always be there, will also understand how I feel. So whilst the woman is the one who is carrying the pregnancy, we need the whole community to be behind her.
And also just to remember that every pregnancy is different. Zvandika experience apa pregnancy yangu hazvisiri zvo zvino experience kana munhu ese, because you know women tend to say kuti ina handinombobvira ndakambozvita zvakadaro iye ari kuzodai zvazvitaura nakonoti please bear with them. And it's totally different zvinhu zvino experience kwa nevanhu. Mumwe munhu vamwe vanhu vanotosvika pakutorasikirwa nevana nema-disorders iwayo kana aita ma-extremes. Handiti saka zvinongodependa nemunhu. Handiti saka let's just treat vanhu vari pregnant as individuals, and it's not collectively.
On that note, thank you for listening. We'll see you again. Just before we go, we are going to have a guest in one of our upcoming programs. She will be talking about screening in pregnancy of things, Down syndrome, and Klinefelter syndrome, zvinhu zvakawanda zvinoscreenwa in pregnancy. We've invited her because she works in that environment. She understands more about it, and she's happy to share her knowledge with us. Her name is Petronella. She'll be joining us in the next coming programs.
All right. So from us, it's goodbye, Vasukuru. See you next time.
Thank you.